Just ahead on CTV News, it's World Refugee Day. We take a look at how the county celebrates. State officials announce a new system to empower sexual assault survivors.
It's about improving accountability for both violent criminals and improving accountability for law enforcement.
A neighborhood pool party turns violent and leaves one man shot. Those stories and more, CTV News is up next.
Good evening, this is CTV News for June 20th. I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. Today is World Refugee Day, a time to recognize the plight of people forced from their home countries to escape persecution. Rebuilding a life in a new country is not easy, but today 15 people were rewarded for their resilience in a ceremony at the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services headquarters. That's the sound of a new American receiving their citizenship in a special naturalization ceremony. It took place today on World Refugee Day, and more than a dozen people from Afghanistan, Burma, Congo, El Salvador, Pakistan, and more became American citizens. One former refugee is Tom Chal, who received a special honor called Outstanding American by Choice.
It means a lot because I've been a refugee for the most part of my life until I get an opportunity to come to this country. So it reminds me that these were the very people that were actually looking out for me when I was in various refugee camps. So today, it's just a privilege to be able to witness other people that are becoming American citizens. So a former refugee witnessing other, refugees becoming U.S. citizens. So it's just mean a lot. The day itself, World Refugee Day, means so much to many of us who had an opportunity to come to this country.
Chal became a refugee as a young boy, fleeing the war in Sudan. Now, Chal lives in Silver Spring and works in the district, helping underserved children and refugees. And he has some advice for those still waiting to reach citizenship.
Be patient, don't lose hope, your time will come. And your time will come at the right time, because no door is closed. So any door is open and they will have their chance, just like I had mine.
Congratulations to the new citizens who now get all the benefits like voting and having a U.S. passport. Last year, more than 870,000 people became American citizens through naturalization. And Prince George's County Council votes 10-0 to pass a rent stabilization bill. The bill caps rent increases on units built before the year 2000 to 6%. The percentage is even lower for senior housing units. Also, those who rent out single-family homes are exempted, and landlords are prohibited from imposing new fees in the middle of the lease. Developers fought the measure, saying it will backfire in the long run.
This is a rent stabilization bill, not rent control. Of course, if you hear that sometime later. This bill might not be perfect, but there's a lot of things that we can agree on in the bill. One of the things that I think I've heard is that there is an appetite for vacancy control. We're trying to help people from being displaced, and if we would allow 10 to 12% increases, in a current tenant, that doesn't really give them much, dependency on not being displaced.
This week's 10-0 preliminary vote all but guarantees its passage when a final vote is taken next month. And one person was shot following a massive Glendale pool party last night. Prince George's County Police received a call just after 7 p.m. about a shooting near Glendale Oaks Way. Officers found a man with a gunshot wound inside the house. He's now in stable condition. Detectives believe shots were fired following a fight that broke out. They've not disclosed whether they have a suspect in custody. More than 100 people attended the party. And police are also investigating a fatal shooting in Suitland. The victim has been identified as 24-year-old Sean Bethia. Officers were called to the 5600 block of Regency Park Court Tuesday evening for the report of a shooting. When police arrived, they found Bethia suffering from gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead on the scene. A $25,000 reward is being offered to anyone with information that leads to arrest and indictment in this case. And police are seeking the community's assistance in identifying 2 suspects wanted in multiple robberies at laundromats throughout the county. The preliminary investigation reveals the most recent robbery occurred on Tuesday around 2:45 a.m. in the 5200 block of Indian Head Highway. The victims in these robberies suffered minor injuries, and the suspects are linked to 3 robberies in the county. A cash reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest and indictment in these cases. Anyone with information on the suspects' whereabouts are urged to call police. And the 8 crew members aboard the Dolly will be allowed to leave the country and the boat almost 3 months after the ship crashed into the Key Bridge. The crew is allowed to leave and return to their home countries on the condition that they return to testify in any of the cases related to the crash. Baltimore is currently suing the ship's owner and operator for negligence. The crew will be departing to Sri Lanka and India and will have to return to the U.S. for deposition. And state officials announced the creation of a new system aimed at clearing the state's backlog of untested rape kits and helping to bring justice to future victims. Byron Scott has our story.
It's about making sure that we're building trust between our communities and the forces that are sworn to protect them.
Governor Wes Moore and Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown announced a new system that will track sexual assault evidence kits from collection through prosecution.
So this is right here a sexual assault evidence kit.
Each kit will have a barcode affixed to it. The code will allow hospitals, law enforcement agencies, and victims to track the status of their kits.
Now, when a sexual assault survivor completes the safe exam at the hospital, they'll be given a barcode number and password. Everyone in the criminal justice system will scan the barcode when they assume custody of the kit. For survivors, that means you can go into the tracking system 24/7, 365 days a year, armed with your barcode number and password, and track the progress of your kit.
I'm a victim survivor of a harrowing experience.
The system comes too late to help Angela Wharton, who learned years after her sexual assault that law enforcement had tossed out her rape kit and other evidence.
At that moment, I was devastated, re-victimized, and began to spiral into a deep depression. I made a choice to rise above the ashes of my pain, to reclaim my voice and stand in solidarity with my fellow survivors.
Maryland currently has a backlog of 5,000 untested rape kits. Officials say they hope to have all of those kits tested and in the system by the end of next year.
It's about improving accountability for both violent criminals and improving accountability for law enforcement.
The process of entering kits has already begun. 14 survivors, as of this morning, have already logged onto the system a combined total of 90 times. What does it tell you? Survivors want action.
I am filled with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. I vow to continue to use my voice to advocate for change, to raise awareness, and to support efforts that give other survivors a greater chance at justice.
In Annapolis, Byron Scott, CTV News.
Thank you, Byron, for that report. Prince George's police have identified and charged the suspect involved in the shooting at a youth football game at Potomac High School. The suspect is 29-year-old DeJuan Menefield of Bowie. He is charged with fatally shooting 33-year-old Christopher Mosey this past weekend. Police confirmed that Menefield and the victim knew each other. Menefield faces first and second-degree murder charges. And police need your help finding a missing woman. Take a look at your screen. 83-year-old Patricia James was last seen yesterday at 10 p.m. in the 2600 block of Southern Avenue in Temple Hills. If you see Miss James or if you have any information regarding the case, please call police. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad. Coming up, it's officially the first day of summer, and CTV stopped by a popular water park to kick things off.
Grab your swimsuit and your sunscreen because it's time to head to the pool. I'm Katara Jones in Glendale. I'll have all those details coming up on CTV News.
My 15-year-old son, Ethan, and I had a fun and relaxing morning. We returned home, and Ethan walked to his best friend's house an hour later. I heard the ambulance scream by the street, carrying my beautiful boy. Ethan was shot in the head in his best friend's house with an unsecured gun. he had zero chance of survival. The father, the gun owner, he stored his 3 guns and bullets in a shoebox.
How do you feel?
That has to be the most horrific experience that a human could ever have.
David, would you give any advice?
First thing you do is not keep your ammunition with your weapons, and that your weapons need to be locked at all times.
First time that I went to see him, a lot of stuff came into my mind because I wasn't prepared at all. I know the first 3 months of his life were really important, and I wanted to be there all the time for him. First time he was like, "Daddy, Daddy." That was one of his first words. He grew up so quick. He just surprised me every day. He's really smart. I really think he can be an astronaut, president. But I'm gonna support him for wherever he wants to be. Whether he wanna be a photographer, musician, whatever. As a father, I guess you don't focus on you. I put himself first. That's what a dad does.
Welcome back. June 20th marks the first day of summer, and what better way to celebrate than to head to the pool? Here in Prince George's, the Glendale Splash Park is a popular swimming destination for residents. CTV's Katara Jones is at the park with more.
The first day of summer, commonly referred to as summer solstice, has finally arrived. And you know what that means. It's time to head to the pool. And the Glendale Splash Park is a popular outdoor swimming pool destination right here in Prince George's. This park has 2 pools, a baby pool and a main pool that goes up to 3.5 feet. And of course, there are lifeguards spread out throughout the park. CTV News spoke to some visitors enjoying some summer fun.
My grandkids are here from Arizona. They needed to get out of the heat, so they all requested that they come back to this pool.
What do you enjoy about coming to the Splash Park every year?
So fun.
It's so fun?
Yeah.
I see you're dripping wet. I mean, how fun was it to get into the water?
So it was so cool.
So cool.
We're here with the kids from church. We have a week of summer camp, and today is the day we decided to come, and believe it or not, this is the day they've all looked up to, and they are all spread out with different team group leaders having fun.
Tell me how you're feeling in the pool.
Warm and happy.
Warm and happy? Mm-hmm. Visitors should keep in mind that they will need to make a reservation before coming to the Splash Park. In Glendale, Katara Jones, CTV News.
Well, doesn't that look like a bunch of fun? For more details on the Glendale Splash Park, visit the website on your screen. And the Maryland Public Service Commission orders electric and gas utilities to extend the notice period before disconnecting services for customers. 2 utility bill assistance programs are facing major funding shortfalls, leading them to deny applications for customers seeking assistance. The Office of People's Counsel recommended utilities stop all shutoffs until the end of summer, but PSC decided against this. Regardless, many utility companies are pausing disconnections for customers that were denied assistance. The Commission recommends until the end of July. And the leader of a neighborhood crew in New Carrollton was sentenced on Tuesday following a July 2023 shooting that left a disabled man dead. Leader of the crew, 20-year-old Dane Gale, was sentenced to 50 years in prison for his involvement in the robbery and murder of Malcolm Maurice Bradley. The incident occurred in the 9800 block of Good Luck Road, where Gale and other crew members robbed Bradley after a marijuana exchange. Police say that's when Gale came out of a wooded area, shooting Bradley 11 times. State Attorney Aisha Braveboy says, quote, "Justice has been served today for Mr. Bradley, his family, and our community." And a Maryland state trooper was hit by an impaired driver in Montgomery County Wednesday morning. The suspect has been identified as 37-year-old Nithya Ramani. According to officials, a trooper was in his patrol car in a work zone on the outer loop of I-495 and Green Tree Road just after 1 a.m. yesterday. Investigation reveals that Romani drove into the work zone and hit the rear of the trooper's car. Romani has been charged with driving under the influence. And sports betting revenue in Maryland continues to rise. Maryland sports betting reportedly generated nearly $7 million for public education. But while state contributions have risen along with the number of companies licensed to operate in Maryland, so has the concern about transparency between operators and potential bettors about the rates of problem gambling. Although unclaimed prize money from in-person sports betting goes to problem gambling resources, a push to divert another 1% of revenue to help has not seen much action in the legislature. And still to come on CTV News, a certain group of cell phone users are getting an update. Find out if your phone will be affected after the break.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. The moment I chose hope was when I couldn't look myself in the mirror anymore. I did not recognize myself. When you're in that moment, you don't know what to do, and you are grappling with your own internalized stigma and your own experience. Hope has to be loud to cut through your fears. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. Absolutely. I'm so proud because I did not think I was gonna make it. And now, you know, I get to call my mom and say I love her. I get to teach my son how to say, Mama, I love you. Yeah. So for me, hope in this moment, it's everything, all the colors in between. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
Judy.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Thanks for staying with us. Good news for Samsung users. You can now add your Maryland State ID or driver's license to your mobile wallet. Maryland Mobile ID and Samsung Wallet joins Apple and Google Wallet as the third mobile partnership with the Motor Vehicle Administration. Users can now use their mobile ID at select TSA pre-check checkpoints, including at BWI and DCA. Since digital license launched in 2022, over 200,000 Marylanders have added their state ID or driver's license to their mobile wallet. And the Motor Vehicle Administration says the mobile ID should be used as a companion to your physical ID rather than a substitute for the real thing. And the city of Bowie will relocate some of its speed cameras as a part of the Safe Speed Camera program. Cameras from Penn Manor Lane and Kendale Lane will be moved to 2 locations on Excalibur Road, and a camera on Old Chapel will move to Pointer Ridge Drive. The Bowie Police Department says there will be a warning period for the cameras until August 1st, when civil citations for speeding will be issued. The goal of the camera program is to change driver behavior so that as drivers reduce speeds and follow speed limits, the number of speeding tickets decreases. And the Maryland Department of Transportation is teaming up with Smart Growth America for a new project aimed at making roads safer. Through the Complete Streets demonstration program, temporary safety measures will be installed in Howard County, the city of Hagerstown, and the town of Bel Air. Each jurisdiction will include 10 city or county staff members who will attend a series of workshops with the program's Leadership Academy. Demonstration projects will be installed this summer and completed by the fall. And the City of Hyattsville Police Department gets a new 4-legged friend as they just swore in a new canine. Meet Linzer, a 2-year-old Labrador Golden Retriever mix who will join the department's community action team. Linzer will help engage children and adults who've been affected by trauma and focus on community engagement alongside his handler, Corporal Jessica Lucas.
We're very excited to have him join. He's a great addition already. He's at Northwestern High School with me for part of the remainder of the year for our students, and he's had nothing but great interactions with them, and I feel like he's really going to make a difference in our community.
You can stay up to date with all things Linzer on Instagram at K9Linzer_HPD. And still to come on CTV News, Simon Buggs is here with our Thursday sports page, and he's talking to some local athletes about their love for the DMV.
What's going on, everyone? And coming up in sports, some DMV natives explain why athletes from this area are so special, and a baseball legend passes away. Those stories and more coming right up. Stay right there.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Filling up something far more important than any feed. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day with understanding, empathy, and compassion, leaving hate to become what it truly is, a whisper.
Hall of Fame defensive back Darryl Green for Health Playbook.
I'm with 2018 lacrosse national champion Christian Guardian for the FDA's Don't Get Burned Sunscreen Challenge. Ready for a little one-on-one?
Bring it, Darryl.
Hey, she's tough, but I won't get burned today. I'm using a broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of 30.
The FDA recommends broad-spectrum sunscreens with an SPF of 15 or higher with other sun protection measures to reduce the risk of sunburn and skin cancer. Reapply sunscreen every 2 hours while outside and more often if swimming or sweating.
You smoked me, Kristen. You know I was the NFL's fastest man.
That's why I use a sunscreen with an SPF of 50 so I wouldn't get burned by you and the sun.
Great game plan. You just won the FDA Sunscreen Challenge.
Broad spectrum sunscreen is a winning play every time.
For more information on sunscreen and other sun protection measures, go to fda.gov/healthplaybook.
What time it is, the start of your Thursday sports page. Now, it's no secret that the DMV is home to many gifted athletes. No matter the sport, whether it be basketball, football, lacrosse, or baseball, there are so many athletes that have a chance to go on and play professionally. I caught up with some DMV products and Commanders linebacker Keandre Jones, shooting guard Nadeo Regala, and quarterback Tyrone Jackson recently, and they all touched on why they think athletes from this area are so successful.
We have so much talent, and it starts not even on the football field, the basketball courts, but it's bigger than the sports. We have so much talent already in the professional settings outside of sports, from creative design to real estate. It's all about building a village and having a community that wants to see everybody succeed.
I just feel like it's our mentality. I feel like a lot of great talent comes from the DMV, so to be able to compete with them and train with them and everything every single day just to get better, I feel like it's making everybody else better around us.
I would say that it's the motivation that people from the DMV, they want to go get it. Nothing's ever handed to us from the DMV. We got to go get what we have to get, and we have to earn, and we earn what we get every day. And it's just our community supporting us too. You know, like everywhere you go, something about football, or baseball, basketball, like flowers here.
Now to the world of college baseball, congratulations to Terps utility player Chris Hakopian for being named a second-team freshman All-American. Hakopian is the first person to be named a freshman All-American since Matt Shaw back in 2021. Hakopian ended the 2024 season with a .325 batting average to go along with 10 doubles, a triple, 15 home runs, and 42 RBIs. And the Maryland native's 15 homers was tied with Maxwell Costas for the second most for a freshman in program history, as well as ranked top 10 in the conference. Moving on to more baseball news, it was recently announced that Major League Baseball legend Willie Mays has passed away. The Say Hey Kid originally made a name for himself in the Negro Leagues with the Birmingham Black Barons before playing for the New York/San Francisco Giants. And with the Giants, Mays was a 24-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, and a World Series champ in 1954. The Hall of Famer was 93 years old. And sticking with baseball news, the Bowie Bay Sox will take the diamond tonight against the Altoona Curve at 6:35. CTV is supposed to be at the game and provide you with highlights tomorrow. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Mystics fell to the Indiana Fever last night, 88-81. Their next opponent will be the Dallas Wings on Saturday. And that wraps up your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear out with winds around 6 miles per hour. Friday, it's going to be sunny and we'll have a high of 94 and a low of 73. Saturday, it's going to be hot. Temps are expected to reach a high of 98. However, we have a chance of showers expected sometime after 2 p.m. Sunday will be even hotter as we reach a high of 100 degrees. That's right, triple digits. Please be sure to stay hydrated. Showers and thunderstorms are expected after 8 p.m. And now for a look at our community calendar. This Saturday, the College Park Aviation Museum is hosting Afternoon Aviators Tales of Flight. Learners age 8 to 12 will explore a variety of STEM and aviation-themed sciences with a short lesson and hands-on activity. The event starts at 1. For more information, contact the College Park Aviation Museum at the number on your screen. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow for more news that matters to you. Good night.